Hi, good evening. It is 7:07, and I'd like to call the May 20th, 2021 special meeting of the St. Louis Community College Board of Trustees to order. Roll call, please.
Doris Graham. Craig.
Doris, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Unmute. Yes.
Craig Larson.
I'm here.
Mary Lubke.
Yes.
Kevin and Martin.
Here.
Ann Marshall.
Here.
Pam Ross.
Here.
All right, tonight on the agenda, we have the St. Louis Community College tax levy. Do we have a motion?
Yes, I move we approve the resolution calling for an election in the Community College District of St. Louis, Missouri for the purpose of increasing the college's operating tax levy ceiling.
Thank you.
Second the motion.
Second by Doris Graham. Is there any discussion?
I think
I
we would like to have Kevin make a suggestion about the language. Anybody may have other suggestions. I just want to make sure we get to that.
Yeah, for the record of the public, I would like to look at the resolution and read specifically the resolution, and it is amended from what was posted is my suggestion to the trustees. So I'm going to go ahead and read the resolution in full, if that's okay with everyone, because I think it's important that the public hears everything on record. So a resolution calling for an election in this community college district of St. Louis County, Missouri, for the purpose of increasing the college's operating tax levy ceiling. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Community College District of St. Louis County, Missouri, as follows. Section 1. The Board of Trustees of the Community College District of St. Louis County, Missouri, the district, hereby finds it necessary to increase the district's operating tax levy ceiling. Section 2. An election is hereby ordered to be held in the district on Tuesday, April 3rd, 2021 on the following proposition. The proposition are: for the purposes of updating career training programs to enable job growth in critical industries, including healthcare, information technology, financial services, biotechnology, and manufacturing, providing safe and secure learning environments for students and employees, investing in technology and infrastructure needs. This next part's the part that's changed from what's publicly posted at first. Constructing and repurposing, renovating and eliminating, equipping and furnishing new and existing facilities, and furthering the college's regional impact, shall the Board of Trustees of the Community College District of St. Louis County, Missouri, be authorized to increase the operating tax levy by 8 cents per $100 of assessed valuation. If this proposition is approved, the adjusted operating levy of the district is estimated to be $27.87 per $100 of assessed valuation. Yes or no? Section 3, the form of this notice of election for said election, a copy of which is attached hereto as Exhibit A and made part of hereof is hereby approved. Section 4, the Secretary of the Board of Trustees is hereby authorized and directed to notify the Board of Election Commissioners of the City of St. Louis, Missouri, the Board of Election Commissioners of the St. Louis County, Missouri, the Clerk of County Commission of Jefferson County, Missouri, and the Clerk of County Commission of Franklin County, Missouri, for the adoption of this resolution no later than 5 p.m. on May 25th, 2021, and to include in said notification of all terms and provisions required by Chapter 115 of the revised statutes of Missouri as amended. This resolution be in full force and effect from and after its passage by the Board of Trustees, passed by the Board of Trustees of the Community College District of St. Louis County, Missouri, this 20th day of May, 2021.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion of the resolution?
I'll just say, I think certainly this has been a topic that trustees have talked about and received a lot of information about over the last year in terms of information. And certainly the college has been investigating and figuring out. And I'll say that we are still one of the lowest of levies or campaign amounts out of the community colleges in the state of Missouri to be fiscally responsible. And certainly as we look at our strategic long-term plan and look at the needs of the region, certainly there's some work that needs to be done that's not been done over many decades. And so with this would allow for the college, and our fiduciary responsibility to the taxpayers certainly would allow this opportunity to make the college continue to enable the job growth that's critical in the areas and make sure our facilities are meeting the safe and secure environments for our students and employees of the region.
I think Kevin stated exactly what we've been doing and talking about for more than a year. I would add to that only that the intent of this is really to help our citizenry get jobs, and that's what community colleges do and do well and do affordably. And one of the best examples of that is the shortage of nurses in the region right now. 2,500 open positions in a variety of hospitals and doctors' offices. And we are, if not the largest, close to the largest trainer of nurses, and far and away the most affordable trainer of nurses. But we have, since I've been on the board 12 years, we've had a waiting list to become a candidate to get into the nursing school. And sometimes you have to wait months to even a couple of years. And, to be fair, some of those students need to do prereqs and they're taking college courses, getting ready, but they're still waiting to get a seat that we have a limited number of because it's expensive to train nurses. The reality is, people are thinking about this, our $100 tuition hour, which is $100 an hour tuition rate, isn't exactly right, but it's approximately right, is probably about a third of what it costs to educate nurses. I mean, we're supplementing that, and that's the expectation of community colleges. We provide the workers that are in need in the region, and of course, it turns lives around. We all just watched the drive-through graduation, and how many of those nursing graduates had RN on their hat or RN and a sign in their cars? The families are coming through. They're so proud to have succeeded and become an RN. So it's a life-changing event for them too. So that's what I think is an excellent example of why we need funds to open some additional cohorts, to put labs, to set up clinic arrangements with area hospitals. Those all have to be supervised. And that's maybe the biggest single example, but we can do the same thing in IT, same thing in manufacturing. In every case, we're working with employers, and the hospitals would be the nurses example, but employers that are looking for workers and telling us what we need to do to provide that training. So this is going to facilitate us kind of taking the college forward in exactly the direction the region needs.
I completely agree with that, and I would only caveat that we also offer the most affordable and professional way for a student to come to the first years of their education. Remind the community of our programs that work with the high schools, that those two programs that help students come in, get 2 years of college along with their high school education, that we have all these innovative educational programs working with students who want to do work that will further their academic career also, because we have now a double dip here. Every wonderful thing that Craig said, but also the advantage of having some of the finest educators that are possible to have in a college situation, and students who have opportunities through A+ and through other programs to begin their long-term education as well. So I'd just like to recommend, bring that up also, because having students who come to us for the first 2 years enables them often to be able to have 2 more years because we're so affordable and because the education is so good and because it transfers. So I thought I would mention that.
Thank you. Does anyone else have anything to share?
Well, I would just add that
we train the childcare workers too, and we know that that's going to be a focus. So I know it's not in the description, but I would just like to mention that that is a huge benefit to the people who are, going to be coming into our nursing and healthcare disciplines. That would be really important to them. So I'm just very happy that we are moving forward. There's so many needs that our campuses have, and we've really put our students first. And this is another way that we put our students first, giving them first-class accommodations and buildings that really represent the best and brightest education that our students can receive.
Thank you.
Pam, well said. And I was just it made me think of something also, just if this passed, certainly the amount of jobs it would bring to the region for construction and other projects certainly could have an impact on the region in that way too, of just the jobs of building and construction and supplies and all of that certainly would have an impact as well in the region in a different way than students attending the college or getting services from the college directly too.
And, we, as a region, we have a lot of higher education, and they're all in favor of us really ramping up because they know that we fill a need that they just can't for a variety of reasons. So I think that we also are in close contact with the other universities and colleges in town. So we have a lot of buy-in from them, which I think overall is a huge benefit to the region.
Agreed.
Kevin, you made a good point about the jobs. It might be good to add to the public, for the public's purpose, that the trustees for some years have really had a strong push for minority and women-owned businesses to be highly represented in the folks that we work with. And I would anticipate that in all the work that we're doing. So very important part of our process. We also have been, the last several years building wonderful facilities as we renovate or build the few buildings we've done in the last 10 or 15 years that are very energy sustainable, and we're committed to keep that as a part of this process as well.
I think we've also taken a very close and hard look at our facilities and have realized how much need we've got throughout the campuses. So, sort of like when you renovate one part of your house, the rest of it starts to look like it's needy. And I think that new healthcare building showed us what we would really like to replicate.
And what students would like for us to replicate.
Yes.
They've loved that building. And
Yes.
I all my years on the board, I've been asked to tour the various programs, healthcare programs at Forest Park. And always that tour was to show me a leak, to show me, underground facility, to show me the things that they wish they had, pictures in a catalog or whatever. And now they've got it. And, that's wonderful for the students, and we've got first-class teachers there who are really providing terrific training. A lot of people don't know that the number of things that we do, the ultrasound technicians, almost all of them in the region come from those community college. And, it's right there in that new healthcare facility. They're tickled to have such a wonderful upgrade. We'd like to provide that more broadly.
Yeah.
And I think we want our students to be proud of their facilities, to brag about where they go to school, talk about the updated equipment, the updated programming, the bright open areas that they're learning from, that they want to come to the community college, and they want to brag about the fact that they go to a fine facility. And some of that comes from the visual feeling that they get that they are students who go to a first-class institution.
Yes.
Well said.
Yep. Dr. Graham, did you want to say anything? Okay, guess not. Yeah, I remember when my father taught at Florissant Valley Community College in 1964. So I remember when things were new. And I mean, it's kind of funny. I remember when the theater was built. So, and I remember the sense of pride that that the faculty and staff felt also, about working in such a incredible space. And it brought a lot of pride to the folks that were there, that were in those spaces. And also, you know, teaching or spaces have changed, and technology has changed. So we really need to update, you know, this will help us be able to provide new technology for our students and become more, you know, part of the 21st century with big screens and, you know, more Wi-Fi everywhere. And I just think it's such a plus for the students. It's just going to be incredible. So I'm all for it.
You know, Annie, when we were standing and congratulating our graduating students, the space that we were in outside was also extremely beneficial. You know, the beautiful landscaping. I mean, it just gives you a whole different feel for that campus in general. And so certainly the other campuses need that as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, we're really lucky that we have so much land to work with.
Yes.
There's so much that the possibilities, I don't even know what's possible. There's so many possibilities. And I'm excited about learning about the other possibilities that we've not discussed, that Arcturus didn't, you know, there's stuff beyond that, I'm sure. So I think it's really going to be a transformative time for the college, also for the students and for St. Louis Metro. We can really be a big force for change, for positive change for our students, and that's what it's all about.
Dr. Pittman, is the Arcturus study, the facility study on our website somewhere? So people that might be listening to this would like to see. That was a very major study that helped us as a board think through what's possible, and it ought to be shared as anybody would want to look at it.
Yeah, I think they were just finalizing a few things, Craig. We'll certainly post that for you soon.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something really to be proud of. That's exciting.
It is.
It's a great,
Great idea.
They presented very well in their study, but they also have just really done remarkable work talking to students and faculty and
right.
thinking about what the needs are. Just as Pam said, you know, the whole idea of this is really to think about how do we serve students better. And that's what they used as the central
Right.
premise of their work. So very, very well done.
Yeah. Anybody else have any discussion? Anything else they'd like to add? Okay, well, all those in favor of this resolution to call the election.
Edward with that dog.
Yes.
Thank you.
Aye.
So moved by Dr. Martin.
It's already been moved. It's a vote, right? We're just
Oh, it's a
voting.
vote. I'm so sorry. Okay, well, so sorry. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
I just want to make comment that tomorrow, actually for me, maybe even this evening, I will send information about the fact that we've put this on the ballot to the Invest in STLCC committee. We've got a good number of citizens from throughout the economy, actually, somewhere between 25 and 30 that are committed to help us with this. And I want to let them know that we've made this vote and, you know, thank them for their support. I will give them the master plan, which we just talked about. They had a presentation already, but they'll get the plan and talk to them a little. I'll give them the actual resolution so they can see that. So, and then I think Dr. Pittman, tomorrow you're going to notify staff and students, right? That this has been done and we're moving forward.
Yes, sir, we are.
And we will have some kind of campaign event in June. We'll see what COVID allows us to do, but where we kind of kick it off and the election is the 3rd of August. We will be notified. The college's work will be to notify people what we're doing and why. And the Invest in STLCC campaign committee will actually be working to, put a vote yes message, which trustees can do and citizens can do. And that will essentially be focused in the month of July, probably start right after. Oh. My iPad just decided to answer my phone for me. It was, that campaign will really run the month of July to get ready for so we've got some time to get the word out to people, and I'm sure the press may ask us some questions, but they'll probably pay more attention when we start some of the events and push things out.
Thank you, Craig, for all of your work on this, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. It's just
Yeah.
tremendous.
Sure, it's many hours.
Well,
Sleep
it's like for all of you, it's a labor of love. I mean, I've joined the community college because I felt it was very important. What I felt 12 years ago doesn't have anything in comparison to what I think about the college now. So I'm glad to do the work, and I know you all are going to be helpful. So we'll stay at it.
That's
One thing
awesome.
I'll add, because I've worked with you, many of you for the past 6 years,
I'd almost gonna let you
you've
go.
worked really hard to get to work this hard.
Yes.
So thank you.
Well, but changing lives is what we're about, and you just saw that at the graduation so clearly.
Oh, yeah. So many families watching and really, celebrating. It was great to see that.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, I'm excited. This is wonderful. So is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Pam Ross,
Second.
thank you. Seconded by Craig Larson. Any discussion about that? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, motion passes and the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good meeting. Bye-bye.